Hello everyone, my name is Rachel Blackburn and I am here to discuss the theory of general relativity with you. Now that is a very wide topic, and so I want to narrow it down to one specific thing, and that is time travel possible through the theory of general relativity? Now, Albert Einstein is the one who created the theory of general relativity, but how did it come to be, what is it, and how does it connect with time travel? Now, the theory of general relativity is that gravity isn't random. Gravity is what warps space and time together. That's what the theory of general relativity is. However, it took a while to get there. In a book called Quantum Reality by Nick Herbert, written in 1985, he explained that in the 19th century, scientists believed that the space all around us was filled with something called luminescence ether. Now, they believed that this luminescence ether, it was filled with light rays, radio signals, and all the things that we interact with in our daily lives but can't see or touch or anything like that. So, and they were very excited about this. They thought that this luminescence ether theory would explain the entire universe to us. It had all the information we needed to understand what is going on around us. However, at the end of the 19th century, the scientists finally began to find discrepancies in this theory of luminescence ether. They saw that their experiments weren't adding up. So one of those examples was that they believed that the speed of light was supposed to be constant, right? They believed that. However, their theory of luminescence ether was proving to them time and time again that it wouldn't work. So, to explain that better, let's say I'm going this way in the luminescence ether, right? I'm going with the same direction as the speed of light. And so the speed of light is the same as me. However, if I'm going against the speed of light is going to slow down. So their experiments weren't adding up. In a book called The Universe in a Nutshell by Stephen Hawking, written in 2001, he starts to explain how Albert Einstein debunks the theory of luminescence ether and starts to begin the idea of the theory of general relativity. So in 1905, Albert Einstein wrote a paper that completely destroyed the theory of luminescence ether. He pretty much told everyone that it was completely redundant. If we can't tell if we're moving through space, then what's the point of luminescence ether? It's redundant, quote unquote. So, and one of those things that he wrote in the paper, a specific topic, was that the speed of light never changed. So he agreed with these scientists on that part. But he was able to figure out how to explain it properly. And in order to explain it properly, he had to get rid of the universal quantity of time. So that meant that instead of having one time for everyone, each person had their own little personal bubble of time. I had my own time. You had your own time. Everyone around us was in their own bubble, and therefore time became relative. Thus became about the theory of relativity. Now that is not to be confused with the theory of general relativity. They are two completely different things. So, the theory of relativity, it was working except for one thing. It did not work with Newton's laws of gravity. He couldn't figure out how to incorporate it. And so for years, he was trying to fix that. And finally, in 1912, Albert Einstein came up with the theory of general relativity. And the difference between the two is that he added gravity into it. He finally figured out that time and gravity came together to warp space-time. So what does that have to do with time travel? The two concepts are actually really simple to put together. To do that, you need two definitions. So from the Oxford Dictionary, the definition of a black hole is a region where gravity is so strong that nothing can escape it, not even time. And so time just disappears in black holes. Now the other definition you need, also from the Oxford Dictionary, is wormholes. Now wormholes are two black holes that have come entangled together and they are pulled apart, creating a kind of tunnel in between them. And so is pretty much like teleportation. You go through one end of the wormhole, you come out through the other. However, time doesn't exist. And so when you go in there, you come out in a completely different space, but also a completely different time. So, does the theory of general relativity really explain the possibility of time travel? I would say yes. The ability to walk through one spot to another where no time has affected you, I would consider that time travel. So yes, through the theory of general relativity, time travel can become possible. However, do we really want to make time travel a reality? You've all heard of the butterfly effect. You change one thing in the past and everything changes in the future, no matter how small that change is. So, do we want to make time travel a reality, or should we just leave it alone?